Hello everyone, welcome back to Legacy. My name is Leonardo Caprelli. I'm the Academy Director here at the Football Domain Academy. Welcome back to our podcast. If this is the first time you're watching our show, I'd like to welcome you and explain to you a bit about what it is this podcast is about. Now, the whole purpose of this podcast and all these episodes is to give parents, players and coaches at all levels a bit of an insight into what we believe in at the Football Domain Academy and what we teach our players. These videos are specifically created for our academy players, but at our academy what we've decided between all our members of staff and coaches is that we want to share it with other kids, other families and coaches so that they can get an insight into different topics relevant to player development, player motivation, player coaching and just player development in general. Now, I have always been a massive fan of educating players and educating parents. And that's something I feel that is lacking in the grassroots level, and it's lacking very much in the academy level as well. It's probably more down to maybe the sort of the elite, the focus on the elites and focus on the results more than it is about actual positive mindset and just the development of not only the player but the human being as well. So the more education you can provide, the more insight into different topics relevant to the area, the more we can educate parents, etc. Now, today's episode we're going to be talking about how to develop a positive mindset, and this goes great with my brief introduction into the program, because mindset is something that we have shifted towards with everything we do at our academy. So our players, after every session, they sit down with their coach and we self-reflect on the session that we have just done. And the purpose of the self-reflection is so that they can expand their mindset and so that they can get a further understanding into what it is they're doing in their training sessions. This was something that we felt was relevant and was needed, especially at the grassroots level, because you tend to find that a lot of parents simply drop off their child, the child trains, and then the parent comes, picks them up, and then it's the same routine every single week. So there's not a sort of experience, an educational experience involved in the training. So that's something that we do very different here. We're all about education, mindset building, and just providing a positive, progressive growth environment for our players. And everything we do is more on a personal level rather than on a sort of team results trophy focus. So positive mindset. Now, I remember when I was playing at the grassroots level, that mindset was something that I lacked. I lacked so much because I didn't have any confidence. I was very low on confidence, and this was probably due to my coaches. My coaches would not believe in me, and my coaches would not give me the personal attention that I felt I needed at the time in order to grow as a player. And confidence is huge. Confidence, I feel, is something that is very underrated at all levels. And the higher you get in the game, the less this is taught. because the higher you get, the more results oriented the game becomes. Now, today I want to talk to you a bit about how do you create that positive mindset. If you watched our previous episode, we talked about goal setting. Now, positive mindset is created as a result of goal setting and achieving your goals, but it's more created for around the environment you're in and the environment your child is in. Because if your child is in an environment where your coach is constantly shouting at his players, arrives late to training sessions, or arrives just on time, has no structure, no plan in place, what happens is there's no confidence in the program, there's no confidence in the coach, and ultimately your child, if you're a parent watching, your child will see the habits of the coach as something normal. And this is something that's challenging for us as an academy, because there's been a long process of years with mediocrity at the grassroots level. Mediocre coaches, mediocre coaching, things that parents have accepted that have become the norm, which shouldn't be. We've come in with a different mindset, a different approach, and it's taking time for parents to understand what we want to do and understand our philosophy and etc. But it all comes down to confidence, building confidence and finding a coaching method that helps to improve confidence and a positive mindset. Right, positive mindset. So, first thing you need in order to create a positive mindset, fundamental, is the environment you're in. You got to find a positive environment. If you're surrounded by people, by players that are constantly moaning, constantly negative, do not push you, don't want to progress, are just there to waste time, one, you don't develop confidence. Two, it becomes the norm. You think, oh, do you know what? This is going to be the same everywhere else. And this becomes a negative mindset, because you will see things in a negative perspective and you will develop negative energy. Now, number two, after you found a positive environment and an environment where you can grow, I think it's always important to set goals. Okay, to have goals, because if you're in an environment where you can grow as a player, then you can set yourself goals or targets. And they don't have to be big targets, but they can be relatively small targets, but just so that you're progressing and you're showing progression in your game. And there's a purpose to what you're doing. There's a purpose to that dedication every single week by your parents, by players going to training. There has to be a purpose. If there's no purpose, then what is the point? And goals or goal setting definitely helps to develop that positive mindset. Because if you set goals and you start succeeding and you're showing progression, that you say, for example, you arrived at this new team, it's a great environment, great place to be, you're setting your goals, and you arrived a player that was struggling in confidence dribbling, but you've noticed that now you're becoming a better dribbler of the ball, then this is fantastic. Your confidence is going to grow and you're going to be able to achieve your goals. Now, the third one is something that is so important, and it comes down to environment. But this is a two-way. This is a two-part number three. The third point to develop a positive mindset is who's coaching you. Now, when I talk about environment, I'm not talking about the coaches. I'm talking about the people you're working with. Okay, so treat your team as a working environment. You're going in there, your teammates are your work colleagues. What sort of environment is that creating? Your goals, now you're going to set objectives, what you want to achieve within that environment. Third thing is your coach, the leader. And parents. Your coach needs to be a leader, and he needs to be fully invested in development. And when I say development, it doesn't mean the amount of trophies that coach wins for a team. Winning is fantastic. Winning is demonstrating success, but winning is ultimately not everything. Okay? Development and progression is so much important, because progression, meaning doing, failing, failing, will get you to a higher level than simply being on a team that wins trophies. Anyone can be on a team that wins trophies. I can name you a few Premier League players who have won trophies and they haven't even played any minutes in matches. So, but the person that's going to have an influence on you, person that's going to help you to grow as a person, is your coach. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put coach, and the third one, commitment. Now, if you develop commitment to your environment, to your goals, and if you've got a great coach that is committed to you and you commit to him, okay, you're ultimately going to build confidence. You're going to build confidence. That's ultimately going to result in success. And that's what it comes down to. You want to become a confident player so that you can progress, you can grow. And I use the word progress a lot because I like that word, because it shows growth. That you can grow. And then ultimately, if you're doing good habits over a consistent period of time, you start to develop a positive mindset. You develop a positive mindset that will help you to see things differently, so that if you're put in an environment where you feel uncomfortable, and not solely uncomfortable, because you can be in an environment where you feel uncomfortable at the start but you grow into, but an environment where there's a lot of negativity around. Players are negative to each other, coaches are negative. That you know that positive mindset, you can say to yourself, do you know what, this isn't helping me. And that's how you develop a mindset. And then ultimately with that positive mindset comes great amounts of confidence, will help you to achieve, to be in a better environment. It'll help you to achieve your goals, and it'll make you a more committed player, which ultimately your coach will rely on. If this video has helped you, please leave us a comment in the comment section, or if you have any questions for myself, always happy to answer questions. Now, if you've liked this video and you're watching it via maybe a social media platform, please share it, please like it, so that we can reach more families, more kids and more coaches, and we can change the way players at the grassroots level especially are being educated and are learning the game of